Sigiriya archaeological site represents schematic diagram equivalent to the modern Tesla coil. The Tesla coil is consisted with primary and secondary winding. Those two square-shaped islands represent primary winding of the coil. The water around those islands is the magnetic field which is generated by primary winding. Also, the middle area of the schematic diagram can be identified as the secondary domain of the coil. Engineers who are willing to design a craft require perform primary winding that must be circular shape. Therefore, we can recognize that it is more easy to design a craft which has circular shape rather than designing a craft which has other geometrical shapes. This is the primary winding of the coil. The middle area of the craft can be identified as the secondary domain of the coil. Those two cubes represent particle separation, and that has been shown on the Sigiriya archaeological site using large square-shaped water ponds. They are located at the left-hand side. The water ponds located at the right-hand side represent negative charge particle separation. That has been represented within those black color cubes. There are two laser beams has been deployed in order to change the polarity of the particle beam. When the beam is charged into the positive charge, the craft has movement into downward. When it is energized into negative charge, the craft has thrust force upward, and also that is how the craft log into the other dimensions. There is another important mechanism can be seen on the Sigiriya archaeological site that has located between the secondary domain and the base plate. This particular mechanism can rotate around the main axis. Also, this particular mechanism has special electromagnet. That magnet can be used to change the distance between the base plate. This is the base plate. Changing the distance between the base plate and the secondary domain, the craft has a capability to change the directions of accelerated particle. By changing the particle beam into the different directions, the craft can obtain different movements. This is how it travels left and right and other directions.